Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge. So in today's video, I'm gonna be working on Vigilante. And what I'll do is I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you what I'm gonna be doing on it. The last two videos, part one and part two, we were putting this quarter inch round rod in the fenders and trying to shape the fenders. So I'll go ahead and turn the camera around and show you what I'm doing. So this is Vigilante. This is the car that I'm building by hand, all handmade or whatever. And I have the shapes of the fenders kind of mocked up right now. And this is the design we're going for, something like this. Glenn Ridd, NZ Mopar, Outlaw Customs, go check him out. That's our other YouTube channel. And then also Iron Horse Garage and Iron Outlaws, go check them out. So NZ Mopar, Glenn Ridd drew this out for us, and I'm working on the back fenders right now, trying to get those shaped out. And they're just sitting in here mocked up right now. And in last week's episode, we got, pretty much everything finished up, but I think I'm gonna add a couple more braces in here and here like this before I can start shaping the metal. I want something that I can spot weld it to hold it, clamp it, whatever. So we'll go ahead and get started on that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pull this fender off. I'll get it over at the table and I'll start taking some measurements and some patterns and whatever. I don't know if I'll be able to shape any metal today. I got a couple things I have to do. So this might be in the next video of us shaping metal on these panels, but we'll try to get some of this quarter inch round rod welded in here so that both fenders, because there's two fenders right here. It looks like one, but there's actually a left and a right hand side. So I'll try to get it set up today and finish out this video so that maybe next Sunday we can start doing some metal shaping and building some panels or whatever. But I'll probably film a little bit of that today, so we'll go from there. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull these clamps off the fenders. This is just a conduit. This is something to get the shape that I need, and the actual buck is below it, mounted to it with the clamps. And that's what we're going to be working on today, is the actual buck for the fender shape. So I think I'm gonna put in each one of these are stations, and I think I'm gonna put another station here and then maybe another one right here. So I'll bend some metal here and get these welded in, and then maybe one here, and I might put a couple right here on the sides. And I might just have to put the camera over here and set it up. I don't have my assistant Heidi over here filming today, so get as much done as I can. We'll see what happens. So these pieces here were like 13-inch tall, and I went ahead and just cut them and put them in. There's one over there and one here, and they're the exact same piece, so I wasn't gonna mess around. I mean, there's no shaping or nothing, so kind of boring. So I went ahead and welded those in. I'll go ahead and start getting these pieces here set up. I think there's a little bit of curve on these guys. So all I'm doing right now is just curving a piece, and I'm using the shrinking stump. I use this to shape metal on whatever, and a lot of times I'll use it for the rod, to shape the rod, and I'm just using a crowned hammer. You can see the crown right here on the bottom of it. So it's rounded like this to get the shape. You could bend it other ways too, you know, the holes in the table, or using the old rim that I showed you, or you know, like a brake drum or a brake rotor, something on your table. But I'll go ahead and get these pieces are pretty close right now. Wow, sorry about the crappy camera work. But these pieces are pretty close. I'll probably get them, yeah, they're pretty damn close right now. So, and I'm only using from here to here. So, but I'll get those set up so I can get them welded in there, and then I gotta make the two in the back. We'll go from there. Hey, good morning, guys, girls, women, kids, everybody. So today is day 2. I had some stuff I had to do yesterday, so I wanted to come back and finish up this video so I can put out a video for Sunday. I'm trying to do that for every Sunday, and that way we have this series on building this car. And right now what I'm doing is I'm gonna start cutting these pieces and putting them in, whatever. I'm gonna try to finish the buck, and I pretty much have to get out of here. I gotta get going. Have a bunch of stuff going on today, and I think the next video I will be doing the sheet metal forming and whatever, so stay tuned on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I don't have much time today, so I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera and get some of this 1/4 inch round rod cut, welded, whatever, so I could try to finish up this buck real quick. So, you know, probably an hour's worth of work or whatever. I'll try to get it smoothed out, cleaned up, ready to go. And then maybe in this video, I might split the fenders today, but we'll see what happens. Sit you guys right here. Try to get the glare out of there, but you know how that goes. Crap camera work. So I'm working on this piece from here to here right now. Man, you guys got a bad glare right there on. Here, I'll go like this. Is that any better? Yeah, there you go. So this piece here is the one I'm putting in. And when you're doing these bucks, one of the things you want to do is you want to make sure that if you have a piece that you cut, don't flip it. You want to try to keep it so that the buck is, you know, proportional from side to side. So if I cut a piece like this and I got it marked bottom, you want to turn it, you know, 180 and then drop it in the other side so that the bottom is on the bottom, top's on the top, whatever. So I'll go ahead and get this spot welded in. And by putting the marks, when I take my tape measure and I measure from like here, can you guys even see that? When I measure from like here to here, I make sure that they match exactly the same. And then I put my black Sharpie mark or pink mark, whatever, and I try to center up in that mark. So by using this, one of these fat markers when I'm doing this, where we at? This is almost the exact same size as that round rod. So if you put a piece of that round rod up to it, it's very close to the same size. So when I do a mark on the metal, you know, for instance, if I was to mark it right here, you can see that it's almost the exact same size. So you don't have to worry about it getting centered if you want to be real particular about that, you know. And I like to do that because it helps that, you know, when you're building a buck like this, you can get that piece centered in there so that when you put that rod right where that pink dot is, you know that that's your exact measurement, instead of putting like a Sharpie mark and then you're off to the left or the right side of it. So I'll go ahead and get the other one's bent here, this top and bottom, and then I got to put one here and here coming down, and we'll go from there. All right, so off camera, I went ahead and put the rest of these in here. I am going to cut this one back out in the next day or so, and I'll put a little bit of a flare on that. That way it matches up with this one and the rest of them. All these are flared all the way up. That one's flat, not cool. So I'll put a little bit of shape in there. Excuse me. But you can see that it turned out pretty cool. Everything looks, you know, proportional side to side. And like I said, this is 2 fenders. I'll go ahead and cut them apart and show you what I got. All right, so this is where I'm at. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them apart, and then I'll get a little bit more of a close-up when I lay them on the welding table. So now I have 2 identical fenders. Kind of hard to see in the camera, there's no sheeting on them right now. Sheeting, whatever you want to call it, sheeting. But Now I got the left side and the right side on the car, or for the rear fenders. And with this style right here, you could use aluminum to build the buck, and the metal will not stick to it when you weld. You could use a wooden buck. A lot of guys like to use a wooden buck. You could also take a CNC plasma cutter table, and cut stations, and they lock together and build a buck out of that. You could use electrical conduit, pretty much whatever your imagination comes up with. I've seen guys use foam, all kinds of different stuff, materials to build the buck for their fenders or any shapes on a car. And you literally can't build that shape without having the shape first. So you need the buck to build the shape. And the next step is I'll build some braces in here, uprights like this, and then I'll start sheeting these fenders and getting the shape on them, and then we could put them up next to the car and check them out, and we'll probably do that on the next video. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and well, let me get a close-up first. So like I said, you have the left and right fender now. And by doing that, you're mirroring, it's a mirrored fender. So you have a left and a right, and they're identical. And then the next step I'll do is I'll start putting the sheeting on here. And in the next video, that's what we're gonna start doing. We'll start building all these panels in the station, like from here to here, here back, and then here for, we'll probably build this whole fender in 3 pieces or 4 pieces, whatever. And I'll do that on next Sunday's video. I appreciate you guys watching this little series we're doing every Sunday on building Vigilante. And the next thing that I will be doing is building the buck for the front fenders right here. And then when I get the fenders pretty much mocked up, we're gonna start building the frame for the car. And I'm looking for a front end right now. If you guys have any ideas, put a comment down below. I will not use a Heights front end, so please don't mention that, not to be an ass, but I've had some bad experiences with the Heights Mustang 2 style front ends. I will not use one of those. A Crown Vic is just too big and sloppy for this car. It's got to be something smaller, like maybe a S10 or Dodge Dakota or something like that. If you guys can come up with any ideas, I'd love to hear the comments down below, because I want to snub that off and put rails coming back, and I'll weld those that subframe to the front or whatever, so I have power steering and disc brakes and whatever. I'm not going to run a dropped axle like this truck, just because I want coilovers, I want airbags, the whole deal. So, but anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the series every Sunday, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Later.